You are not the niche, and that is okay. Here, I'm going to hold your hand while I finish saying this. The idea that you have to be the niche in order to have a successful career in content creation is two parts. One, bad advice, and two, really just advice that is meant to appease a part of yourself that should not be appeased by social media. Let me get into that second part. So, often, the people that respond greatly to this idea of, I just want to be the niche, are people who were told at some point in their life, maybe multiple points in their life, that they were not enough, that they were too much, that they were odd, that they were strange, that they needed to hide parts of themselves in order to be liked or enjoyed. So when you hear that you don't have to do any of that to be successful on content creation, it feels good. And I get that. It's honoring your inner child, so to speak. But honoring your inner child does not always make for the best business decisions. And if you want to be a professional content creator, that's a business decision you're making. That is a career you are building for yourself. So you need to start kind of detaching this idea that social media needs to be a one-to-one reflection of who you are in all of your aspects in order to meet some idea of self-actualization through social media, and just see it as one avenue for certain aspects of you, for creative aspects of you. If you give yourself a sandbox to play in, you're going to be far more creative than if you really just allow yourself to do anything and everything all the time. Often the creators who are doing anything and everything all the time are doing one of two things. They're either hamster wheeling content where it just feels like they're burning out and they're throwing spaghetti at the wall all the time, or they're not creating at all. They're actually so, fig tree analogy, there's so many content things that they could do that they end up making nothing. And it's a really common problem. So when I say it's bad advice, I mean that it's advice that typically does not work for 90% of people who want to be professional content creators. It is a great piece of advice for people who want content creation to be a sense of self-exploration, to be a sense of self-expression, and that's it. But if you want it to also be a career, you need to ask yourself, how many other businesses have multiple niches when they start out? Have multiple audiences that they're catering to, multiple perspectives that they are trying to be a part of, and they're successful in that? Or do they typically have one perspective, one market, one audience, one niche, and they get really good at it, and then they start to expand outwards into things that feel more and more relevant until they have, unfortunately, maybe like Amazon, they've eaten the entire world. But you won't be doing that. You will just be adding more of yourself into content creation.